We have a solution. The Wine No Wine Show, where you can be friended and offended all in the same hour, where we gather people from all different walks of life and perspectives, and we talk about everything that everyone has told you not to. Religion, politics, and everything under the sun. Nothing is off limits, and we do it all over a glass of wine. So grab a glass and join us as we save America, one civil conversation at a time.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my goodness, it is Thursday, and that means that welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wine No Wine Show Artist Edition. We are going to have such a spectacular time tonight, and let me tell you exactly why. I am joined in the studio by two fantastic artists and two fantastic musicians that are going to sit here and give you a sample of Houston's very own, and only here, Houston's very own local music scene. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wine No Wine Show Artist Edition, so you are of course, welcome to comment and let us know your opinions and your beliefs on our topic today that we're going to have. Our topic is about healthcare. You can find the topic below. Just give us 1 second while we do this shameless plugs portion, and I introduce our guests so they can go ahead and tell us your name, where to find you, and what it is you're doing right now. We're going to start over here with Mr. Waylon. Why don't you let these two cameras know?
Hey folks, how everybody doing tonight? Thursday evening out here in Humble, Texas. My name's Waylon Henley. You can find me on WaylonHenleyMusic.com. I play all around the Houston area, all around South Texas, Southeast Texas, Fort Worth, Arlington. I mean, we're all over, man. Like I said, my website, WaylonHenleyMusic.com. Also, Outlaw number 2, TheGrave.com is another link you can find me at.
That's not no relation to Mr. Don Henley, is it?
We will talk about that on another deal.
Another shows that one's for.
This Saturday, we're going to be at the at Crosby, which is right up the road from here. Crosby, Bob and Jeans. So yeah, y'all come out and check us out.
Who you playing with, or is it just by yourself?
That's my band. Yeah,
cool.
Waylon Henley and Total Strangers. And that's the name is Total Strangers because that's just the way the music world is. You know,
I wanted to call mine Harley Meyer and Almost Something. Either that or something completely off the wall.
Well, I almost called my band back in the day Waylon Henley and the Dons.
Cool. Well, what's the website we can find you? If you guys are watching right now, obviously you can find their links below. But for those that are tuning in that don't have the ability to view that screen, where can we find you online?
You find me at WaylonHenleyMusic.com.
Music.com.
Yes, sir. I got a calendar there. You know, pictures of
all
shows. YouTube. You can find me on YouTube. Waylon Henley Music. Waylon Henley Music. Google.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
and there's
Google
tons of
Waylon
links
Henley
right below. You guys
there.
go ahead and drop down there, check him out. You have a song prepared for us today, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, stick around for that. That's going to be wonderful. That's at the end of the Artist Edition. Today we're going to be talking about healthcare, but you guys stay tuned. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mrs.
Sure.
Eileen?
Yes, definitely. Hi everyone, I'm Eileen. I'm Miss Attractive China International. I'm a model, and my platforms are domestic violence, human trafficking, and sexual assault. And that's what my platforms for the pageantry. And you can follow me on Facebook, and I have a page, Eileen Dong, EILENDONG official. And Instagram is Eileen, EILEEND Houston. So stay tuned about the upcoming events, and I'm sure you can find it on the screen
it'll be
below
down
here
there.
as well.
And if you guys want to reach out, you always can reach out to our team of producers and fact checkers and awesome people behind the scenes. And tonight we have some really amazing folks. Real quick, thank you guys so much for introducing. I just want to say Chris Minnemeyer is actually in the house tonight behind the camera, so I'm going to give a shout out. Watch out for Chris Minnemeyer, the art director from Texas Music and Art, is here tonight, but he is behind the cameras. So give us some comments, show us some love, tell us what you think about what we're going to be talking about. Chime in, say hello, tell us about your day. We don't care. Leave us a comment so we can get back to you. That's what this show is all about, the viewers at home. We are happy to be here because we're drinking wine. We're always going to be having a good time. But I'm going to keep the introductions rolling with Mallory.
Hey everyone, I'm Magical Mal. You can find me at www.magicalmalservices.com. I have over 6,000 products for all your magical needs, meditation, prayer, anything that you can think of under the sun that has to deal with spirituality path. You can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/magicalmal.
Should be down below somewhere in here.
And yeah, that's me. So
that's you. Awesome. Thank you for coming out to our show, man. We're really excited to have you guys. And you, go ahead.
I'm Billy Mahaffey. They call me Billy Muerto. We're Officer God, Mallory and I. I'm the manager for Magical Mile Services as well. I take care of all of her web presence and managing her shop at Pop-Up Markets. We've been in the Houston music scene for about 10 years. We went out for a little while, have 3 kids, and went on hiatus.
Kids, that's
3
awesome.
kids.
So you
that's
guys
right.
are together,
Yep,
and you guys
yes.
live together, work together,
That's
play
correct.
together. That's
We do
freaking
everything
awesome.
together. Make music together. We have a business together. We have 3 children.
And they do everything with us as well.
Absolutely.
That is
absolutely.
awesome.
The ultimate goal for us is to do the exact same thing the Wine No Wine show is doing: get people talking,
Hey.
controversial subjects, maybe
Alright.
unify and network. So.
That sounds great, man, and we're really excited to be here. But we're gonna put up our comment feed on our board back here, and we're gonna make sure that we can constantly address your comments. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, feel like you want to chime in on this topic today that we're gonna be talking about, you can just go underneath our video, or you can go to youtube.com/The Wine No Wine Show. You can go to facebook.com/The Wine No Wine Show, and we're going to be discussing a myriad of different topics that cover everything from legalization to abortion to electoral college votes to healthcare, like we're talking about today. Now, there's a lot of speculation that's going to be thrown behind everything that you hear today, and I want everyone at home to know that the views and opinions of our guests do not directly affect or reflect the views and opinions of our producing team and our owners. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wine Well Wine Show. Kick up your feet, raise up a glass, and let's go ahead and get on with today's topic, which is healthcare. So before I just dive straight on in, you know, what I like to say is go nipple deep in the water, which is what they say. We're gonna go
Nipples
waist
deep, Harley.
We're gonna go
I like
waist
that.
deep, and we're gonna say we're gonna discuss about something real quick. How much government do we want involved in our healthcare? And since we started introductions over here, I wanted to come over here and ask you guys real quick. If you have a moment, make sure you read our topic today. We have that up behind the screen if you guys want to comment on that and let us know what you think. But how much government do you think we should have involved in healthcare at all, if any?
So for me, I come from a distinctly libertarian perspective. For me,
And I'm going to ask you this later in a different light, and that's why.
Sure. 17% of the economy was grafted into
Let's
the
get our
private
topic on the
economy.
screen for everybody if we can, please.
Was grafted into the government centralized control with the passage of Obamacare and all of the regulations that were attached. And I feel like that is a sword of power that should not be wielded by the government. It can be turned against us in a variety of ways. And we have seen the way that the government handles a variety of their doings in business. And along with 14 years of, or 15 years of undeclared wars, a variety of them in the Middle East. And we also have the VA, which would be our perfect example of government healthcare. I'm definitely distinctly against the concept of centralizing power into the government
I
in
can
that sense.
completely agree. Let's go ahead and see what you think here.
I think there should be no involvement, like as a personal opinion, but in the system that we're in now, where we're at, I feel like there should be very, very minimal, and it should be like guided by the people and those who are affected the most by it.
Okay, hold on. Just a quick question about that. Those that are affected the most by it. Let's pull that topic back up real quick for just a sec. So when you say those that are those that decide on how it should be treated are those most affected by it, are we correct in this, stating that? Okay, so does that mean that somebody that's never been affected by anything having to do with their healthcare don't have a say?
So right
Just real
now,
quick.
I just feel like where it's at, as far as, you know, people who are dealing with the problems of it, I think right now there should be like surveys and people looking into like how we can repair it, how we can make it better for everyone, because like I just feel like people who are like entrepreneurs like myself, their voices are not being heard. There's very limited access. I mean, you have to apply in like certain times. Everyone needs health care all the time, so why is there like open enrollment periods and
Closed enrollment. Yeah,
yes,
it doesn't make sense.
things
okay,
that
okay, now I see what
exclude
you
people.
mean. Okay, now I got a feel of how you feel there about that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have to clear things up from time to time. If I interrupt you guys, I'm sorry. But how do you feel? How much government do you think should be involved in healthcare?
Well, from a worldly point of view, because I was born and raised in Shanghai, China myself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool.
谢谢。
你看吗？
And I lived in England briefly as well, and you know, different systems. For instance, in England, you do get free healthcare by the government. However, you have a long line, and then when you do get the care,
It's not.
you
It's
know,
mediocre.
Exactly. And in China, for instance, which I have more experience with, and when you work for a company, they do provide you free care. There's a clinic in every building, and they provide doctor care, medicine, everything. And however, now they kind of are learning the pattern of the U.S. healthcare, and it's getting all private. And I have to say, like, I am missing the old way, but I now live here.
We'll leave it up to America to take a good thing and make money off of it, right?
Definitely. So, you know, long story short, I do believe that, you know, I think there's a balance of both ways, because if it's all government controlled, then people take advantage of it.
So you'd say there's a good neutral line that we should follow, huh? We'll call it the thin red line, I guess.
Right. I think, you know, I don't want to mention the name, but I do know someone that they were not married so that they can take advantage of the free health care. That's what I'm referring to.
Exactly.
I think there should be
Shoot,
like
if we were talking about citizenship, there's tons of different instances and examples of that as well. So yeah, great point.
Right.
Great point. Waylon, how do you feel about this? Our topic we're gonna be listing right after this, but I just want to know before we get into this. This is the premise I want to have before we start talking: is how much government do you think should be involved in healthcare?
I think you need to leave Sam out of it. That's just me. You know?
Leave old Uncle Sam out of it.
Leave him out of it.
I'm glad we got a Texan boy in here today.
Don't like Sam anyway.
So you're 100% just like leave government.
I'm not like an anti-government dude, but I'm
I
just
am,
like,
so.
you know, hey, keep him out of it, man. Ooh.
I would make the assertion.
Just the
that
wine, no wine?
Yeah.
Or the wine, oh wine? 'Cause-
Wine,
oh,
oh,
spill my
wine.
wine.
Okay, that's
First party foul is great,
It's like
man.
gravity
That's how
and
we know we're getting
physics,
going.
like,
So
it's
our topic today is healthcare costs. Are they out of control? What's your solution? And
Well, I
at
say
home-
keeping Sam out of it, man, because of what she said.
Okay.
There's people that take advantage of that, you know, and there's little quirks they can do. There's, you know, little red tape they can get around. you
Everybody
know.
knows those loopholes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And if you just keep him out of it and, you know, go completely privatize it,
You think it would be better if we just didn't have any government intervention with healthcare at all, and that we just everybody had to pay like a medicine man, so to speak? Like, you know, you've got one simple rate for that doctor's hours, much like a contract.
well, yeah,
on
because also you know, the government is that involved in your health care. And just for instance, say, you know, I mean,
what about
this
somebody-
man comes down with something that it's going to cost X amount of dollars to cure or not cure, but maybe just help him. And
So-
the government goes, nah, that's too much. How old are you, by the way? Oh, you're 50-something? Ah, well, let him die.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You made
That's
some
a
good
scary
points.
point.
You
We're
just
gonna
made me
move it
think
around
about Alfie, the case of Alfie Evans.
Yeah.
I
The
young man who was being treated in a facility in England. The government prevented him from even being able to leave the hospital to be treated in Italy. A lot of people asserted that because he would only be offered palliative care, that it was of no difference, it was of no consequence. The parents were being abusive by keeping this child alive. But I think that it's, you know, the parents' right to try to keep their child alive.
Yeah.
Even if it is only to offer palliative care, because the kind of research and the benefits that could be derived just from keeping that child alive in order to learn more about it, their personal experience even might be helpful in some way.
So, how does that affect the costs for somebody going through that situation?
I imagine that at this point the healthcare prices are astronomical simply because of the government involvement. That would be what I would postulate.
Yeah, and like I believe we were talking before the show, and Mallory, we're going to get to you just in one sec. I'm going to make one more point. We were talking before the show about Tylenol. You know, say for instance you get a headache, you're not feeling well, and you go see your doctor, and he's going to charge you $1,000 for Tylenol. And you know, your insurance is going to cover $600, and then you're going to be making payment plans on your insurance, and then, you know, all of these costs just start building up and piling down. Anybody that's had kids, you know, can obviously attest to this dilemma. So I wanted to ask you last, because I don't know, are you guys parents? Do you guys have children?
I can't have children.
Well, yeah, I know you.
So
We have
very importantly,
children
I
together.
homeschool my children, and like I said, they are part of every single aspect of our
That
life.
saves costs as well.
So when it comes to healthcare, that is my biggest worry, and when that's the one thing that keeps me
How
up
do you
at
s- how do you
night
solve that,
at
though?
night, where I'm like, okay, what do I do about this? Because before Obamacare, it was much easier for me to go to any doctor without insurance and say, I don't have insurance, and they would be like, okay, this is the charge.
Work out a plan, or-
you either work out a payment plan or you pay this amount of money. And now it's like, sorry, we can't even see you here.
You don't have health insurance.
And I don't even have, I like to go to the med center for my care. I just feel comfortable there. I had all my children at the Texas Children's Women's Pavilion, and I feel comfortable there. And now, since everything that happened with the healthcare, it's gone downhill. Like it's like even the service, like
It's
from my
unreal.
3 different
It's
kids.
unreal.
And
It
also,
is
you can
so-
find that they're more invasive. They want to assert themselves and impose themselves more because
Yeah.
they believe that they have
A right to
greater
your
level of
child's
authority.
Yeah,
they have more power.
Which is worse. We're going to be getting onto the comments too. So tell us what you think about this. Our topic is healthcare costs. Are they out of control? And what's your solution? Comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know your solution to solving our healthcare crisis here in the United States. Trust me, we would love to talk to you about it. And if your comments reach a certain, I guess you could say, strike a certain chord with us, we may just invite you onto our show. But saying that, if you have any friends that are musicians, poets, comedians, spoken word artists, rappers, dancers, hip hop artists, DJs, whatever, and they want to get on the show, you can easily send them a link to Facebook.com/The Wine No Wine Show or YouTube.com/The Wine No Wine Show, and we will be talking to you directly. David Pipkin actually just made a comment, and he said, "How much government would you like to see involved in your healthcare?" That is one question. Distinctively different is how much government should be involved in our healthcare based upon the model prescribed by our Constitution. That's why I said I wanted to ask everybody in the room to see. And he's a really good guy. He goes on to say, our government was set up to operate on specific principles based on truths which are self-evident, not subjective feelings which shift like the wind. I mean, I could like you guys right now, I could hate you the next, but I don't care. We're going to drink some wine together and we're going to talk it out. That's the point of the Wine No Wine Show, is to create civil discourse or to teach America how to disagree civilly. If anybody was around the last election, they know America's really lost that ability to disagree civilly. So that's what we're here doing. And when he says our government was set up to operate on specific principles based on truths which are self-evident, that is from a document as well, not subjective feelings which shift like the wind. They do say that our Constitution is a living document. It is able to be changed. Doesn't necessarily shift like the wind, but with Congress the way it is, I'm going to leave myself right there. In the meantime, we have one more comment we wanted to address. And if you guys have any more comments, please let us know. We like to talk about them. But healthcare, our costs are out of control. Tommy Fleeman says, should it be free? Nothing's free. And that's, I think, exactly what you guys were talking about. See,
Absolutely.
it
First
says
law
my
of
back patient was
economics.
roughly $15K just for the surgery. Not all costs for meds, hospital stay, doctors, or anesthesia. Oh, anesthesia, sweet anesthesia. Yeah, that is expensive stuff right there. If I ever got famous, like if I ever blew up, that would be the one thing I'd be like, I don't care how much it is.
Yeah,
Anesthesia.
absolutely.
Give it to me. You want to rip this tooth out of my mouth? Anesthesia. That's what I want. I don't want to be awake. So yeah, and that's what we're saying here. When he
I
says
wanna
his
be
back
awake.
patient
I
was
wanna feel it,
15K. Caitlin goes on to say, all I know is that the Brick Martin, how do you say that? Brick Martin?
Shkreli.
Inflated the price of the drug from $13 to $750.
See,
And
that's-
technically he did nothing illegal when doing that. Our system is so broken, any talk of fixing medicine, NASDAQ drops 5%.
My argument there.
Let's
would be
drop that
that's-
NASDAQ today. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a result of government intervention and driving the healthcare costs up because of the fact that that drug
Yeah, big pharma.
that drug would have never been that expensive if it weren't for the fact that it was regulated and relegated to the production of one manufacturer. And it's situations like that always that we have. Like when the EpiPen was this astronomical cost, and it was this big brouhaha, people were missing the whole point that particular device would have never been so expensive if it weren't for the fact that it was
That it had to be regulated.
Regulated.
Exactly,
Mhm.
and
That's
also
that's the key word,
that
regulated.
that a minuscule amount of the same drug could be put into a TB syringe and given to patients at no cost virtually.
Yeah, literally, it'd be like 5 cents to 10 cents on the time.
It certainly wouldn't be $1,500 for an EpiPen.
Yeah, no kidding. I actually accidentally got wrongfully injected with an EpiPen once. Worst feeling.
Oh,
ever.
man.
Oh, man.
Let me go ahead and say, if you think that a panic attack is an allergy attack, it is not. Panic attacks and allergy attacks are completely different and separate things. So don't hit your buddy in the chest with an EpiPen when he's having a hard time breathing because he doesn't want to exist anymore. In the meantime, so what do you think? What can we do to control our costs here with healthcare? Do you have any options that we can take?
I think that I should be able to pay for like what I want to pay for. Like if I have like a trust fund behind me and I want to pay for the best health care, I think it should be up to me and not to
So
up,
you
up
like
to someone
privatized
else.
healthcare. You
Yes.
want privatized healthcare.
Yes. But I do think there are like rules that are in place so that people can work together. You know, so I just feel like there should be a level of cooperation instead of it just being their way versus our way, you know.
So-
I always feel like the common people are just spoken for, you know, and it's not, they shouldn't have any kind of opinion about what I do with my health, my children's health, my husband's health, anything in my life. It should be all about how I feel is best for our family, or how we feel. We decide for our family.
So, in an instance of a government that's providing privatized healthcare, you can go up to different insurance agencies and you can pick exactly which policy you want to fit your needs, right? In America, you would say that that's a good thing, huh?
So ultimately, the one thing that I would say is,
And I know we have divided rooms, so that's why I'm getting ready to ask you guys. I'm going to get their side, and then we're not going to argue. We're just going to get your side, and then I'm going to take your collars off, and we're going to have at each other, I guess. I don't know.
I would assert that there's nothing wrong
Can
with
I just
there
make a
being-
dogfighting reference?
I would assert that there's nothing wrong with being
Texas.
involved in a safety network where people all pay into a government healthcare system, but that should be a voluntary choice. That shouldn't be a mandated and required circumstance.
So, like, how do you feel about auto insurance? I'm not,
So
same kind of thing?
situation.
Okay, all right, I got you.
The requirement for the
Sucks living in
insurance is the
Texas, huh?
problem. So you can't be compelled to make a purchase. The government can't compel you to
Oh,
make
you're
a
having a
purchase.
kid? Now
So-
I want you to have this healthcare.
That's right. So when John Roberts said that it could be Obamacare could be a tax, he earned the ire
Jim,
of.
let's pull up that comment from Jim real quick. Jim, I think Jim left us a topic. No, Andrew Wilson says cost of care also by product of increasing cost of malpractice insurance due to lawsuits from trial lawyers. Now I need a little bit of context there, Andrew. You say cost of care also by product of increasing cost of malpractice insurance due to lawsuits from trial lawyers. So you're saying that an insurance company that gets a lawsuit is going to have to also pay extra to care for an individual because of the increasing cost of trials against that particular insurance provider. Like, let's say you were an insurance provider like TRICARE and you get sued by somebody outside of the armed forces, because we know they have a deal with the armed forces. Now TRICARE is going to go up for every civilian because one person decided to sue them for a malpractice. Is that what you're saying, Andrew? And how do you feel about that? Thank you guys so much. Nick Boyer says everyone wants to pay, or everyone wants the government to pay, but doesn't want to tell them how to apply it. We all want to pay somebody to solve our problems. Yeah, Karen DeLeon actually says when you don't have any insurance, you are one health issues away from bankruptcy.
I completely
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's America. That's real. So let me ask you guys, now that we've had a good I'm going to let them go. I'm going to take the reins off here. What do you think? Do you think that the cost of healthcare is too much, and what should we do to fix it?
Well, what I think, I agree with you in some aspect, and again, look at both ways as a balance. I think that first of all, Joe mentioned also, and you mentioned about the cost of Tylenol.
Mhm.
So $1,000, $600. I think there should be rules and regulations in place to regulate the price. Whether I understand maybe it's cheaper
Like
to
the
make in
FDA.
China, something like that, right? To regulate the price, not because of Joe and John or whoever
Harley
have
or- yeah.
and have the benefit of that pocket it into their own pockets. On the other hand, I also agree that there should be free market economy, because when different companies, and whether it's insurance company, health providers are competing each other, they'll be competing for better services and lower costs. And end of the day, we want
There's
to
there's a whole
benefit the
opposite
patients.
to that too. That I just want to stop you real quick. You're saying they're
Mhm.
competing for better services and lower costs.
Mhm.
So, if Mr. Whalen, owns a health insurance company where he's treating our producer and he's treating the CEO of our company, for almost free. And I provide the same care and cost, but I have to treat 20 to 30 people just to make enough money that he's making off of our producer and CEO, right? And you're saying that because health insurance companies, I don't want to misquote you,
Right.
because health insurance companies are competing for better services and lower cost, that it should be allowed that companies like me that are stuck taking care of these dudes and their 3 kids, and Mr. Whalen is taking care of our producer and CEO, and our CEO doesn't even have a kid that's young enough to take care of anymore, but he's still making more money off of somebody with less services. He's not providing our really healthy people, he's not providing them with care, but he's still charging them just as much to compete with me, who's providing care to all these people, but charging them more.
Well, I think there's a clarification I'd like to make.
Okay.
What
Yeah, I'm a little confused. That's why I wanted to.
By referring to health insurance companies, so in that case, it doesn't have to be the existing system. It could be a private health insurance company, not governed by a certain, government entity.
Like in
It could-
China?
Like in China or in other operations,
Mhm.
or just like a maybe like a doctors association or whatever. I'm just
Okay, like a board of doctors or a board of medicine.
to have their own group and just compete, so that they can provide. Once again,
Like
my
gas
goal
stations.
is like gas stations. So
Okay.
once again, my goal is like to provide the patients with the best benefits that they can get the service that they need to, and not having to pay a ridiculous amount of money.
I feel like one, China's healthcare system is almost flawless, and 2, that we should model a lot of what we're doing after the Chinese government. But that's just me and our president. That's all I'll say there. I'm gonna thank you very much for your input.
you.
I want to ask you, Mr. Whalen, what do you think? Do you think that the cost of healthcare has gotten too high, and what should we do to fix it?
Oh man, that's just a redundant question. Sure, it has gotten too high.
Sure, it has gotten. I
Um,
mean, there's a lot of us here now.
Look, this is where my stand is. Our government won't even take care of our veterans.
Barely.
Think they're going to take care of us?
Barely
Exactly.
take care of your veterans.
Exactly.
You can't count on them. I don't want to count on them. Kick Sam on down the road and take care of yourself. Take care of your people. And
Man, you really are Texan as I'll get out.
I'm
huh?
just saying, man.
I love that about you, man. I
I'm
really
trying,
like that
trying to
about
be
you.
honest, man. Trying to be real about it.
I love
you
that
know?
about you. I can have a
Sugarcoat
completely different
anything.
opinion. I completely disagree, but I freaking love that you can.
Well, our
Definitely.
government needs to take care of our
You can
veterans.
explain it. Yeah, no,
the,
for sure.
The thing that you're saying there about the Veterans Administration situation, it's an obvious parallel. I mean, to me, I don't understand why it wasn't highlighted more when we were having the VA scandals. We have a situation where when the government has centralized control over a healthcare circumstance, people are not treated properly. They're put on long waiting lists and they're left to die. And there are death panels.
Well, that's
You are
because they.
very, very correct.
That's
sir.
a whole other subject, but that's because they got people in the government spots or positions. Their job is to read this. That's their job. Yeah, one job. Read this paper. And they go, oh. And they didn't even read it. And they send this dude on down the road, and then 10 months later, he's in another appeal with the court system, with our government, when all that person had to do is read that. Oh, well, there you go. He's covered.
Oh, he's
Absolutely.
on dialysis. He needs a kidney. Yeah, give him
You
a
know what I'm
freaking
saying?
kidney.
That's a whole different subject,
Gotcha.
folks.
You got
So
Sorry
we
to
got some
divert you.
comments real quick I want to get to. One of them that was really, really juicy we want to get onto, who is also an artist. She owns a gallery. So I'm going to give one quick shout out. Since I didn't do a shameless plugs, I want to say, if you guys have a chance today, I would encourage you to, if you're an artist and you're looking for a way to get your art out there, go to joemarvisions.com. You'll talk to Joanna or you'll talk to Mark from Joe Mar Visions. And Joanna Estevez says, I come from Europe. And although healthcare there is not perfect, there are always things that can be improved. The one in this country, USA, is ridiculous. I think that we're paying taxes and it's not being put back into the benefit of the people. Instead of putting money in war, how about putting it where it is needed? Healthcare and education. It's very sad that there are people here that are not taken care of unless that they have money to pay for health insurance. No one should be denied treatment anywhere in this world. No one should have to have a procedure for financial or no one should have a procedure for financial reasons. That's a little different, but only if the person actually needs it. You don't need to be worried, I guess, is what she's saying, is no one should have a procedure for financial reasons, but if you actually need it, meaning like plastic surgery, I'm assuming. So the business, she goes on to say, the business aspect of healthcare is corrupting in the very aspect of what means being a doctor and healing and helping people. Saving lives should always come first. Yeah, I absolutely think there's a little bit of what our first responders and brothers and sisters would say, a triage, kind of, when it comes to treating and helping people. Mars here. Strange how opiates are dirt cheap and my blood pressure meds are $800 before insurance.
Crazy.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it though?
Brilliant. Yeah.
That taps back to your death panel thing.
Break that down.
That to me makes plenty of sense. The concept that you've got the producers of OxyContin, living quietly and shroudedly and being responsible for the deaths of so many Americans through overdose, through providing a product that is so dangerous.
Creates other health problems
And
too. Remember
creates other health
ADHD?
problems.
It was just here. Remember that ADHD?
Absolutely, and then you have basic care that needs to be provided to people that is provided at such a high cost as a result, like I say, of government intervention, driving the healthcare costs up, not allowing patients to interact directly with their doctors, not giving them the opportunities that they should be afforded to have a one-on-one conversation with their doctor, as opposed to having a third party in the room that is constantly looking over the shoulder of the doctor and his ability to actually provide that care.
No. I think we've reached a very good mutual understanding of how we feel about healthcare today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut over to just one quick little 30-second break from Body Mechanics. I really, really, really want you guys to stick around. Let us know how you feel about this. Your comments have a huge impact on how this show is ran and what we're doing here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can find all of our wonderful artists and musicians down in the links below. You can follow them if you like what they're saying and you align just like I do today in the studio. Be sure to follow them. Give us a like. You can find us at facebook.com/The Wine No Wine Show and youtube.com/The Wine No Wine Show. Up next is a commercial from Body Mechanics. You guys stay tuned. We're going to be getting back to some art and some music after this.
Do you suffer from chronic back pain? There is a solution to the suffering. The Body Mechanics, an orthopedic and medical massage focused practice that specializes in helping clients work through and overcome musculoskeletal injuries and chronic pain. By applying our science-based concepts through the art of massage therapy techniques, we can help you eliminate that pain. At the Body Mechanics, we take it as our responsibility to provide our clients with the highest level of care. We take time to get to know you, your history, and your obstacles, and most importantly, your wellness goals. We help you meet your goals through skillfully applied advanced massage therapy techniques and recommending self-care routines to improve overall well-being. Come in today and let the Body Mechanics apply our years of training and expertise to soothe away your aches. Mention this ad and receive our functional movement assessment for free, a $35 savings.
Are we live? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the artist edition, the true artist edition of the Wine No Wine Show. We're going to be playing some music here real quick. I just want to let you gentlemen and ladies know that our topic today that we covered, if you want to go ahead and scroll and drag that little slider on back and see what we talked about before we get to the music and art, is about healthcare costs. Are they out of control and what's your solution? We also talked about in the beginning of the show how much government should be allowed to be involved in healthcare, but you were asking musicians and artists down here. This is Houston's very own musicians and artists that are answering these questions. I think that's that's the opinion that matters the most to me. So with that being said, I would like to direct the attention over here. What do we call you guys' band, if we can switch over to this one?
We're called Officer God.
Officer God?
Officer God. OFFISIR, Officer God.
God, G-O-D.
That's right, my friend.
Right on,
Absolutely.
man. We are very, very, very excited to hear this performance. So before I switch over the audio feed, unless it's already switched over, I just want you guys to know you can find them at officergod.com.
You can find us at officergodmusic.bandcamp.com.
officergodmusic.bandcamp.com, and this song is...
This song is called Water.
solidarity. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your mind. Thought is matter, life is a dream. Whether you're rolling downhill or swimming upstream, you manifest all that you believe. This world can only be what you perceive it to be. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your mind. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your mind. Nothing will change until you change your mind. It's your decision, not theirs, not mine. Time is a prison if you're a slave to time. When I run out of words, I manifest a rhyme. Because thought is matter, life is a dream. Whether you're rolling downhill or swimming upstream, you create the world in which you believe. Reality can only be what you perceive it to be. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your mind. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your mind. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your mind. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your mind. Solidarity. This life is murder, our bodies die. To live forever, you must drown in your minds.
Oh my God, Officer God. Oh my Officer God. That
Let's
was
start a hashtag
fantastic.
on
I
that
hope
one.
we're back to the regular room feed here with the audio. We're going to be switching over some music, but we have some questions. I have tons of questions. In case you didn't know, I work for a label called Texas Music and Art. It's a very, very, very fun, awesome, up-and-coming label. Anybody that's out there that's looking to put themselves to work, it is just the funnest job in the world. I love my job working for Texas Music and Art, but I got so many questions. I hear music played all the time from multiple different sources and multiple different people. And what inspired that song? That's first and foremost on everybody's mind.
I have had a number of psychedelic experiences that moved me. I'll be honest with that. It definitely has changed my perspective. So there's that. I certainly I'm a very spiritual person. I've studied the occult for 17 years. And that's like first and foremost what's on my mind at all times, transformative, like informational transition, people coming together and sharing ideas in order to change their minds and their even, like culture.
Can I interject one thing?
Yeah,
of course.
We also have a personal relationship where the pharmaceutical company is a result, like we had to suffer suicide in our family, not my family, but his family, but my family, because of what, this pharmaceutical companies like dish out. So
This life is murder.
when we
I'm not
talk
gonna
about
forget
death
that, man. That
and
sounded
everything, that's
freaking
an influence
wonderful.
of that energy that we had to surmount. And
What, and yes, absolutely. I can only imagine with what you guys are doing and what you guys have gone through. Holy crap. no kidding, you're musicians. How do you turn into something so hard and so complicated for any regular human being to just be a mother of how many children you have? That's amazing. That's amazing in itself. And
Music
that's,
is sonic
that's,
therapy.
That's not just amazing today in 2012. That's been amazing since the dawn of man. So like, to go through that struggle and to turn it into something so rich and so powerful with that message, amazing. I was blown away. What do we call that song?
That song is called Water.
Water.
Yeah.
Water. Well, I'm gonna remember water. This life is murder. That's what I'm gonna remember because that
Yeah,
was
We used to have it in parentheses.
that hit me really hard, man.
I
And
appreciate
Waylon's
that,
tuning
man.
on
Thank
up
you
over
very
here.
much.
Dude,
appreciate
I'm
Speaking
so
of
happy
water,
you guys
can I
did
get
this.
some wine? No.
Oh.
We can turn some.
I'm kidding, man.
Close enough, right? Close
That
enough.
was dope.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Great
you
song,
can
dude.
always,
Let
if
me
I
set
may,
you right up here,
yeah,
man.
yeah, you
Let
got
me set you
So,
right
ladies
up.
and gentlemen, real
Then
quick,
we'll
I want to take this minute to say, if you liked what you heard and if you like what you're about to hear, you can go ahead and scroll on over to YouTube in the comments below, or actually in our description, youtube.com/The Wine No Wine Show. Go ahead and type in YouTube Wine No Wine Artist, and you're going to be pulled up with our Wine No Wine Show Artist Edition. Joe Orsak hosts a regular edition of the show, which goes live every single Friday at 5, talking about America's most 6 now. Actually, I'm sorry, I got this
Change the
guy.
time,
I got one of our
Voted on that.
people behind the screen like 6. It goes live at 6 now. So Friday live at 6, the Wine No Wine Show, the additional. The original edition, but additional to that is the artist edition we're doing here today. So switch on over to YouTube, listen to some amazing things we've got going on with some artists. I think some of our videos are even upwards of 11,000 views, which is really awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, this next song, we're going to switch our audio feed over. This next song is going to be by Waylon Henley. What do we call this song?
This is called Bring 'Em Back.
Bring 'Em Back.
And this is a song that me and my buddy
Real
David
quick,
Allen Jones.
I gotta know, man. Are these? Oh, those are real. Okay.
Very real.
All right.
They're
Very
amazing.
real.
They're amazing.
Very real.
Yeah, this is a song me and my buddy David Allen Jones wrote together, and we wrote this song for Jesus Christ and country music.
Thank you. I'm just kidding.
And our veterans and our men and women that are fighting for our freedom. And it's about the old school, you know. Bring them back, you know.
I'll tell you what, how about we raise up a toast real quick to all of the brave men, women, and in between that have served our country
Absolutely.
and helped
Cheers.
us stay alive and been able to be musicians.
Thank you
and
for my
artists.
freedom.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
freedom, guys and girls. And
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Absolutely.
Go
So
ahead
yeah,
and take
that's
it away,
that's
Waylon
what this
Henley.
song is, man. This is called "Bring 'Em Back." It's
Here we go.
take a look around. We're reminded every day they say in old times they're gone like yesterday. If you could have been there, one thing you sure say, these times we're living
I'm looking. Even the blind are telling tales. We've all been warned. The good book and TV said it's never too late. That ain't true for you and me. Yeah, we gotta bring them back. The way it was before. When the whole world knew what the NFL should be standing for. When the shake of a hand you were a trusted man. We need more Jesus. Country music and John Wayne. We've all got it coming. True story. There's no escape, my friends. We're all just memories, slowly fading to an end. It's gonna be quicker than the flame of your eye. You see, Jesus, he's coming back, friends. Like a thief in the night. And I hear some folks say, by now it's all forgot. Jesus is coming back, friend. Ready or not. Yeah, he's gonna bring him back. Gonna be better than before. Every tongue confess Jesus Christ is our Lord. Friends, we've all been warned. The good book and TV said he's bringing back. Bringing back for you and me.
those men and women fight for freedom. Reason why we're here. God bless our USA.
Let's switch back. That was Mr. Waylon Henley. You can find him at WaylonHenley.com, I'm sure.
Waylon Henley Music.
Waylon Henley Music.
Outlaw number 2
Outlaw number 2
thegrave.com.
thegrave.com. I cannot believe it. I'm incredibly blessed to be here tonight with you guys. Fantastic views and opinions from all sides. But real quick, since we've done our music, we want to talk about some art, and we have not talked about your art. So why don't you go ahead and let our viewers and listeners know? Thank you so much. But before we get to your art, we just have a few questions that our viewers are asking. One is, what inspired you to write that song?
Just like I said, we want to bring it back. We slipped away from the old school. We slipped away from the old times. We slipped away from Jesus. We slipped away from. We want to bring it back. That's the whole premise of that song.
Bring that good old soul back.
Bring that good, Bring that good.
Just love each
the
other.
old school.
Treat each other the way you want to be treated. You know, do the right thing. That
Yeah.
good old. I feel you.
Yeah. You know, and country music isn't country music anymore.
It hasn't been for a long time.
Country music is not
It's
what country
stadium music
music
now. It's stadium
was
music now.
when I was a youngster.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's not just country music. That song is so. It's not just about country music, Jesus and John Wayne. Listen to it.
Yeah, no, it's not.
deep,
but
man.
those are great lyrics, and I do love those lyrics because they're catchy. They're awesome, and what a great talent you have for songwriting. Absolutely. And I'm
Thank you
so
so
happy.
much. And
that
I
we
give a
got to
shout
have
out
you.
to my songwriting partner, David Jones. David Allen Jones. I love you, D-Da.
Love you, DJ.
D-Da.
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 I thought it was David Allen Jones. I assumed DJ. So real quick, we're gonna put up some art, and thank you so much. You can go ahead and hand that guitar off to our crew behind the scenes, and we're gonna get this mic out of your way, obviously. But
Yeah, check me out on WaylonHenleyMusic.com, man.
check them out on WaylonHenleyMusic.com.
We're around.
Ladies
We're
and
out there.
gentlemen, There is something you are not prepared for, and once we put it up on the screen, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, this art is amazing!" Because this artist that we have today, I don't know if you noticed, we have 3 musicians and only 1 artist. But this artist and model. Well, I'm sorry. I know that I got people behind the screen saying, model. Well, the reason is anything that you do in the creative arts industry is considered an art, and modeling is definitely an art. I mean, if you can walk that walk, tell me you're not performing. You know, so that is a very creative art.
Nice
and
save.
when you're displaying. You just said nice save and everybody heard you. You know, everyone on Facebook heard you, Joe. I wasn't even trying to make a save. What I was doing was making a segue into our next artist. Eileen, why don't you go ahead and tell us what inspired you to be an artist while we put your art up on the screen?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for, thank you, Joe. Thank you all for having me here today. And honestly, it is my passion. And I'm a survivor of domestic abuse.
You were speaking about this earlier in the beginning of the show. You were saying that most of what you do actually goes to benefit those who are victims of domestic abuse and violence and stuff. So why don't you start off while we're getting some pictures up for our viewers to see. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you moved into being and doing what it is that you do today.
Right. So thank you for the introduction. Actually, when I was little, I'll be watching. Mom told me I was like 5 years old. I would be watching TV and see girls dancing on the screen and tell them that I wanted to be one of them.
Oh,
and
right
one
on.
thing led me to
I
another.
felt the same way when I saw Michael Jackson for the first time. I was like, "Oh, Mama, I want to do that."
And she thought I was crazy.
Right.
Seriously. And again, coming from China, it's a different culture. All they tell you, like my grandpa tells me, you don't want to do dancing, you don't want to play violin, because all they wanted me to do is to go to school. So that was kind of something that I
Well, they're not encouraging in the arts?
No, they don't encourage you
Really?
at all. And so I feel the freedom here when I got here.
When did you come to the United States?
It has, time flies, it has been over 10 years.
10 years, huh?
Over 10 years.
So recently, honestly.
Recently,
yeah.
But really, I feel really blessed. I'm a believer of God myself, and and I got baptized here as well. I've been saved here, amen, and praise God for everything. As a survivor, you see, I'm wearing the butterflies, and because that's symbolic for survivor, and it's the caterpillar, the growth. And God sent me the message I wanted to share with you. It's not related to art, but one day I was just walking and to run an errand and walking behind the bush, and there was a butterfly just fly in, just like out of nowhere. It's not like you see all the time. So, but anyway, that's a message that God sent to me. And back to art, that that was my dream. And one thing led me to another as an artist, and I got so blessed to become a model for L'Oreal and
we have some pictures. You sent us some pictures, right?
Yes, I did.
So these pictures that are up on our screen, in case you guys, viewers at home, you don't know, we always put pictures on the screen so you guys can see them. This is a new thing that we've recently started evolving into doing. But so some of these pictures that you sent us, where did you shoot those pictures?
The photo, for instance, the headshot, it was shoot at one of the studios indoor, and as like one of those groups of photo shoot. And I also have one of the links that should be the World Class Beauty Queen.
And that's linked below. Linked like everything that you want to see for her pictures and her art is definitely going to be. Definitely. When I say art, I'm meaning like what you do is definitely art. I mean, you're turning something so volatile into something so beautiful and something absolutely so awe-inspiring. That is definitely art. That is without a doubt art. So if you guys wanna go ahead and check below and check that out, we have some links put below. But
yeah, and I just want to share something really quickly. I'm excited to announce that I'm starting to set up my own foundation for the causes, and
no way!
Yes, so I have gone full time, and I am working with numerous organizations like Bay Area Turning Point, ABDA, and different like.
Give us a shameless one. Give us one we can put below.
Yes, Bay Area Turning Point. ABDA, AIDS of Victim of Domestic Abuse, and these are the organizations that I'm working with, and just numerous organizations that are supportive. But I believe this is like a unity, because we all support the cause together, and that if everyone, we can do a little bit, we can save one survivor at a time by providing them, the education, the awareness, as well as and empower. Because now I have become an empowerment coach with my title and platform.
Awesome.
And
so you're a coach as well as a beautiful artist. Awesome,
yeah,
man. That is great.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed it here first, and it happened here on the Wine No Wine Show Artist Edition. I am Harley. I am very happy to be your host, but unfortunately, guys, it seems that the studio is going to be kicking us out soon, because that's all the time that we have for today. If you like what you saw, or if you want to check out some of our music sequences, you can go to youtube.com/TheWineNoWineShow, or you can go to any platform that you choose to get onto or download whatever app on your phone. Just go ahead and drop us in the search bar. Wine, like this delicious wine we're drinking, no wine, because we don't whine on this show. We just make friends and we solve problems. And that's what this show is all about. The Wine No Wine Show, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Harley. This is over here is Billy. This is Mallory. This is Eileen, and this is Waylon. We have had such a fun time being on your show. Come back and see us next week. We will be here Thursday, going live at 7.
Thanks, everybody.
You guys stay tuned.
Well, we'll see you next week. Check it out.
Thanks, guys.